Hey guys, and welcome back to Battlefront updates and some more Star Wars Battlefront 2 news regarding General Grievous, because Ben has been out on Twitter and Reddit responding to a couple of questions today, which clarifies a couple of things that we didn't really know about yesterday. And I also wanted to give a quick mention to a leak that some of you might have seen, but I will do that at the second part of the video. And before I go on to the General Grievous news, I need to squeeze in some breaking news here, because I was just editing this video because Dennis just took over the DICE account as a kind of developer takeover that they have been doing the last couple of months or weeks with different Battlefield 5 developers, but now it was Dennis' turn. And the first response he dropped was basically confirming that the game is not dead beyond February. Now, I didn't expect any breaking news like this to pop up right away, but it makes me so happy to see this. It's not some super official confirmation saying how much we're getting or whatnot, but basically he was asked, I hope that this means Battlefront 2 won't be abandoned after Anakin. And then he said, you are correct, it will not. Simple answer is yes, the game is not going to be abandoned in February like a lot of people, including myself, sometimes have thought, because they haven't said anything beyond February, they haven't said anything beyond Anakin and the large-scale game mode, but it is now confirmed, Battlefront 2 is not dead beyond that point. It's still a wait to know what you're talking about. Are we just talking another patch after that? Some challenges? Are we talking a full year of actual content? That's impossible to say based off this, but this is definitely a step in the right direction. And I'm not sure why they would go out and say this if they're not planning to do some significant content after that, because in that case, it would be kind of weird to go out and say this and then go, oh, we were just talking about a couple of challenges. You know what I mean? So this is extremely good news for the future of Battlefront 2, and I'm very excited because this game still has so much potential. There's so much content they can do, and with all these new things coming in, all the Clone Wars content, the large-scale game mode coupled with the squad system, it feels like a really bad time to abandon it, because it's gonna have all those core things that the people want. So let's keep building it. That's what I hope. So yeah, very good news, but now back to the original video about the Grievous and some other stuff. I literally like a third recording for this video. Again, as I was editing, this was released by Ben, the battle damaged skin of General Grievous. Looks really badass. I love what they've done with both the actual battle damage on his kind of armor, but also on his face, and one of the eyes kind of looks gone almost, but it's probably not gone, obviously, since that's actually one of his few Kalish parts, I guess we could say, and that isn't just droid parts. So yeah, this looks really badass. Totally gonna buy that as soon as it's released. 20,000 credits, that's what it's gonna cost. But now, back to the rest of the video. But if you start off with the actual news. So first of all, Ben confirms that Grievous will have 800 health, a very reasonable amount that I think a lot of us would agree on, because it's more than someone like Maul, but it's less than Vader, for instance, who I don't think he would match. But he did also confirm out on Reddit that he will have 250 health regeneration, which is quite a lot. It's more than someone like Han, for instance. So that's better than, well, the previous poster here said, because he guessed for 150. And there's also star cards to improve that health regeneration even further. So I think he's gonna be fairly tanky if he has 800 health, 250 base health regeneration, as well as a extra health regeneration card, a health on kill card, and then some other stuff that can make him stronger. So I'm hoping that he's gonna be pretty good in Galactic Assault, because he doesn't really have any long range abilities at all, which means that he's gonna have to rely a lot on close quarters combat, which can always be a bit tricky, but we will see. 6 days from now we will be playing him and we will know how strong he is. But if we move on to another thing, which is his blocking, something that brought up a lot of discussion. Should he be able to block? Why should he be able to block? How much should he be able to block? And so on. And Ben said the following: he can block, but it drains his stamina very quickly. Deflected blaster shots can't be aimed back either. They deflect randomly. So this does make a lot of sense, because he does block a couple of shots in the Clone Wars series, but it drains his stamina very quickly, which means that he can't block as much as someone like Luke or Vader, who can just stand in a corridor and pretty much deflect everything. And I know a lot of people are gonna say, but he's a droid. Why does he have stamina? And I can say that's 100% because of gameplay reasons. I'm completely fine with him having stamina, because how else can they limit how much he can block, simply put. And the fact that he can't aim those bolts back are also good, because that's something that only a force wielder should be able to do, in my opinion. So I'd imagine you might be able to block off a couple of shots when you're in a sticky situation, and then you can get out of there using either your unrelenting advance to get a proper block going, or use your claw rush to kind of escape. So he does have the means of escaping, both in terms of getting a quick block out and using his abilities. So I don't know, I'm completely happy with both the health and how the blocking is gonna work, especially since you do have the unrelenting advance, which will give him a proper block if you really need to push through a corridor and you can't block enough normally. Well, use that ability, and maybe some star cards on it as well if you want it to be even stronger. And again, if any of you watching this video for some reason did not see my video yesterday, please go and check that out, because the full community transmission for General Grievous was released yesterday, which also included all his abilities, star cards and all that kind of stuff. But I'm assuming that if you're watching this video, you've probably seen that one. Otherwise, go check it out right now. And I also wanted to give a quick mention to a leak that some of you might have seen that popped up pretty much at the same time as the official community transmission. And it contains some details about Geonosis, and I simply decided I don't really want to cover that. I know a lot of you on Twitter said I should cover it, and I figured I'd bring it up in this video, so if you really want to read it, I will leave a link in the description below, but I'm not going to cover it for the simple reason that, first of all, there are some unclarities in the leak. Like, for instance, he talks about a specific phase in Galactic Assault on Geonosis that he is unsure how it's going to be, which shows that he does not have the most up-to-date information, which means that some of the stuff he's saying might just not be legit. But most importantly, Ben has confirmed that we are getting the Geonosis community transmission early in November, which means that it could be literally a week from now, 10 days from now, which is not very long. And he said it's going to be the first community transmission we do get. So the Obi-Wan community transmission and the update community transmission are both coming after the actual Geonosis one. So I'd rather wait 7 or 10 days and get that legit information, probably with some images as well, other than half spoiling it now and then it turns out that some of it is not legit and so on. Honestly, at this point, I'm kind of more annoyed by these leaks than the fact that I like them, if I'm gonna be honest. I understand when there's a drought of news and nothing's happening and you get some good news. You know, that's really nice to hear. But when they've literally said, oh, you're gonna get these details in a week in an official post, or 1.5 weeks, and you still go out with kind of half-finished information, I can imagine that pisses off the developers quite a lot, and I don't really see the gain of that. I can see the gain of some leaks, don't get me wrong, but at this point, these kind of leaks are honestly just more annoying than good, and I saw a lot of you guys agree with me, saying I should not cover it. A lot of you still wanted me to cover it, so I thought this was a middle ground where I'll let you know about the leak. I won't go to any details. If you really want that, I will leave a link so you can read through it all. I'm not gonna hide it or anything, but I'd rather discuss the official news that comes out early next month instead. So that's my stance on that. I hope you understand. I hope you're not gonna be mad because I'm not going into the details or anything like that, but at least you know roughly my thoughts on it. And before I leave you, I wanted to quickly show you guys a video that I basically made for Twitter actually, showing where I think they took the inspiration for all of Grievous' 3 abilities, because I found some nice clips both from the Clone Wars series and obviously from the movie as well. So I will leave you with those, and I will see you guys in the next video or a live stream. Thank you very much for watching, and as always, may the Force be with you.
Surrender, General. Never!